Shalom, everyone, and welcome to the holy city of Jerusalem. This Sabbath is the day of the passing of the great sage known as the Baba Sali, and so I'd like to tell a story in his honor. It was a Thursday many years ago, and Eliyahu from Chulon sat in the Echilov hospital in Tel Aviv. He was due to have both his legs amputated the next day on Friday, and as you can imagine, he was a bit downcast. An acquaintance of his, an older lady, happened to see him in the state and encouraged him that maybe he should seek out a blessing for the upcoming procedure from the great mystic sage known as the Baba Sali. Now, Eliyahu wasn't much of a religious man, nor was his family, so he knew that they wouldn't be so open to such an idea, nor would his doctors be open to the idea of him leaving the day before his surgery. So he snuck out, and he made his way all the way to Netivot, where the home of the Baba Sali was. And there he waited for hours as hundreds of people flocked there for blessings all the time. Finally his turn came, and he came in the room, and it was custom to stand up to go and greet the Baba Sali, but obviously he couldn't stand up. So things started off on an interesting note right off the bat. So the Baba Sali signaled, and his wife, the Rebbitzin, came near, and he whispered something in her ear, and she then turned to this man, Eliyahu, and she said, the Baba Sali would like to know, do you keep the Sabbath? Do you put on tefillin? The prayer phylacteries, and do you say your blessings, each day? And the man was completely ashamed to say, I don't do any of those things. And right away he broke into tears, pure contrite. The Baba Sali was noticeably taken aback from the genuine sincerity of these tears. And he said to this man, if you go ahead and you resolve right now to keep the Sabbath, which encompasses all the 613 commandments in it, and to do tshuva and to return, well, I have no doubt that things will be good for you from here on. And the man said, I want it. Yes, I resolve, I will do it. I'll keep the Sabbath. I'll return to God. Baba Sali smiled. He signaled to his wife, and they brought over some tea, and the man drank the tea. And after drinking it, the Rebbitzin said to Eliyahu that it would be appropriate to stand up and go and thank the Baba Sali. He looked at her. What can he do? He tried with all his might, and his legs started shaking. He managed to make his way to a standing position. He's in pure shock. There's joy, there's awe, there's uncertainty all flowing through him at a single moment, and he steps forward with one step. And finally he makes his way to the Baba Sali. And he thanks him. And the Baba Sali says, don't thank me, thank God. The man left completely in shock, in a daze, not sure if this was reality. He followed his newfound legs, and where did they take him but to Yeshiva HaNegev. There the men saw him enter, and they could tell something was happening before their eyes. They soon gathered that he had just come from the Baba Sali and imagined that it was a miracle that was for sure taking place. They broke into song and dance and celebrated. Eliyahu then left, and he went to a payphone and called his wife, and he says, you won't believe it, I'm walking. She says, you sound crazy. Come, am I going to meet you at home or at the hospital? He says, no, you don't understand. He tells her the whole story. He says, tomorrow's the Sabbath. I made a promise. We're going to keep the Sabbath. He then calls the doctor, and the doctor hears him on the phone and assumes that he left because he was afraid of the surgery. He says, please come back. He says, no, you don't understand. I'm walking. He says, I know you. Come back. Figuring the man has gone a little bit insane out of fear. So he did go back. That next Friday, the next day, he showed up to the hospital, and the doctor was in shock to see that this man was truly walking. They did some tests, and he was released that same day. He kept that Sabbath, and afterwards he went back to the Baba Sali to thank him. The Baba Sali said, you should do a festive meal of thanksgiving to God, and you should keep on your track in service to God and in returning, and you should know that everything will be well. He said he thanked him profusely. The Baba Sali then blessed the bottle of water and gave it to him, and he said he should give it to the doctor and tell the doctor Next time not to be so hasty in wanting to cut someone's legs off. Rabbi Liady al-Fasi was the attendant to the Baba Sali, and he asked him, witnessing the entire event, how was he able to do such a thing? The Baba Sali humbly answered him, all I did was tell him to stand up. I wish you a good Shabbos, everyone, and God bless.